Namaskar and greetings for the day. In the next episode of Kutch Adda, here today we have a very distinguished special guest, Shri Mukesh Kaushik ji, who have been writing and reporting in defense and international affairs for the past 25 years and even more. So now there's a question which is upon us, which is there have been four foundational agreements between India and USA, very significant in forming the partnership between the two countries. Sir, giving us a light on the same, how do you see the four foundational agreements and India as an important strategic defense partner for USA?
I think this foundational agreement name or terminology was given by US for India specific defense exchanges or purchases. For NATO countries, they have been exporting their defense equipments without any hindrance. But since India is not part of this NATO bloc and we have a certain kind of different relationship with US, we have been friends with Russia. We have been friends with other such nations which are not in the bloc of US. So they have coined this a new term for India, which is called foundational agreement. These four agreements which you're talking about are key for any defense export by US companies. This is their in-house problem. India has to agree to it if we want their high-end technology. So before agreeing to these four agreements, they tried to supply certain equipments to India, but they were not able to export the technology related to those products. First of all, it was an end-user agreement, which India agreed before this regime came, and we have many high-end defense platforms like C-17 Globemaster, C-130J, Super Hercules, which are strategic lifter planes for Indian Air Force. We have also been importing Chinook helicopters, medium lift helicopters, attack helicopters like Apaches. So these platforms are very high-end, but you are having half of their capabilities in absence of these foundational agreement which you talked about. End user was the first agreement we agreed to. The next one was, and very path-breaking, it was logistic exchange memorandum of understanding, LEMO we call it. This was finalized during Manohar Parrikar's when he was defense minister. So it was a path-breaking agreement for both the navies, especially because it is kind of agreement which allows you to use, if you have a car, so you can park it in the garage of your friend, or you can refill petrol from their petrol pumps. So this is kind of exchange of logistics between the navies. Our ship, if in the vicinity of US coast, can go there and replenish all the things they need. And likewise, if they have their ships in our vicinity in Hind Mahasagar or in the Pacific region, they can use our facilities. It was a very path-breaking agreement. Another one was BECA agreement. BECA is Basic Exchange Cooperation Agreement. This gives you a leverage to use geospatial informations of US satellites. That would help immensely. It's like GPS for Indian forces. We would be able to use their information on real-time basis. That would be very useful when you would counter any missile attack, or you launch any missile using those accuracy. You can be very pinpointed in your attack, you can be very pinpointed in your countering the enemy missiles. And last one is COMCASA agreement. COMCASA is Communication and Compatibility Agreement. This would give again Air Force very useful information and radar facilities and other things. So this is a win-win kind of, these four agreements are win-win kind of agreements for both the countries. Especially it was, it was to remove the technical hurdle of US companies to export their equipment to India. But in exchange, what we are getting is that we are getting very useful information through these agreements.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for breaking down such a technical topic in such an easy and exemplifying manner. Thank you for your time, and thank you from Kutch Addas, also the viewership, to and keep joining us for more updates. Thank you.